welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the relationship between Gemini and Sagittarius compatibility. So this is another air-fire element relation. This does work very, very well together. I'm going to start off by saying these guys work about 85 to 90% of the time. A lot of people get the mistake that Gemini and Sagittarius do not work good together because they're polar opposites. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Sagittarius is definitely a very, very strong energy. They're very spontaneous, very fun-loving, very adventurous, very intellectual. On a friendship level, business and intimate level, these guys actually get along very perfectly. We're going to get into why. So they're both mutable signs. Gemini is, of course, an air element mutable sign. We all know, jack of all trades, sometimes master of none. Very good with their speech. They can be quite manipulative, known as tricksters. They have a bad rap. Sagittarius, on the other hand, doesn't take life too serious all the time. They're very intellectual, they're adventurous, they want to see different sides of the world, and they're willing to look at the positive side of most people and things. So this is what makes these guys such a good mix. So for an intimate relation, I'd say 90% of the time it's going to work. Reason being, no matter whether it's a man-woman dynamic on either end, or same sex, whatever it may be, because these guys, when it comes to their sex life, they both don't take it that serious. They have no expectations of each other. When it comes to trust, it's the same sort of thing, that they don't really expect to have to prove anything to each other, and that actually makes them trust each other more. This is one of the most compatible signs out of all the zodiacs, which is really, I thought, pretty appalling to me. I didn't think it was actually going to work that well when I did some more research on it. It looked into their characteristics, but it is. The reason being is because they both rely strictly on intellect. They both like to do random things. They're both fun-loving, and their whole opinion on the world is just not really that serious. It's more from a rational standpoint. So in an intimate relation, any expectation that they may have communication-wise, they'll probably communicate in like a funny sort of joking sort of way, which is weird, but it works for them. They also, when it comes to commitment, it'll just kind of happen naturally. These are also the type of people that will break up and remain friends. Like, it's a very, very fun-loving sort of thing. If they have an argument, they'll laugh about it over drinks later. They don't really take much to heart when it comes to things like that. It's not like a Gemini-Aries dynamic with another sort of fire sign, where the Aries might take it more as a hit to their ego if the Gemini disrespects them, as I've gone over in another video before. With these guys, the Sagittarius will walk away, take the hit, come back, and just call it a day. The Sagittarius can also mix and do the same thing, and give them their own verbal blows as well. So it works for them in that way. Next one I want to discuss before business is friendship. For friendship, these guys work very well. I could say myself, I've had numerous Sagittarius friends. I'm a Gemini, and I have some of my best friends are Sagittarius, actually. I've always gotten along with them. I've never really had any problems with them. It's probably the most intellectual, compelling conversations I have is with Sagittarius people, just in my personal spectrum. Just simply because they love a big variety of topics. We can discuss things from politics to business to socioeconomics, whatever it may be, and they're going to have a good idea and good knowledge on it. And even if we don't agree on everything, we end up coming to a very, very good middle ground by the end of our conversations, because we both don't take things that seriously. So from a personal standpoint, I would say friendship-wise, it works great. When I researched it, it reflected the same thing. It said that if these two argue, there won't be much animosity between them. It won't be something that's going to be some sort of like grudge where they're going to hold feelings. So it just works pretty well in that sort of way. So friendship / like acquaintanceship, 90% of the time, that's going to work great as well. Last but not least, business. This works great. It's getting a 90 as well. Reason being, they're both very intellectual signs. They're both innovators. They both don't have much fear when it comes to trying new things. And so that's perfect for entrepreneurship. When it comes to partnerships between a Gemini and a Sagittarius, the Gemini will actually introduce more and more ideas to the Sagittarius person who likes to go out there and expand on things. And the Gemini is going to give them more speed to implement their ideas. So this, when it comes down to a business sort of relation, it just simply means that these two are going to fuel each other. The Sagittarius will have the passion, the Gemini will have the intellect and the ideas to keep fueling this Sagittarius's ideas and make sure that they follow through with them. The only weakness, I would say, for all three of the categories I discussed, friendship, business, and relation, is consistency, and moreover, like discipline, which is kind of the same thing. Whenever you get two mutable signs together, you have to be very, very wary of discipline, because mutable signs are very changeable. One day they can wake up and say, I want to be the fastest track star in the world. Next day they'll wake up and say, I want to be obese or something like that. I'm kind of over exaggerating it, but that's how mutable signs sort of are. They can switch out like the snap of a finger. So you just want to be very wary of that. When you get two of them together, make sure you guys have good grounding, no matter whether it's a friendship, a business, or intimate relation. Make sure that there's a clear understanding, good grounding, and you guys are actually following through with your ideas, your prerogatives, and staying on task. The best way to do that is to maybe read self-help books, practice mindfulness, meditation, and anything to do with like extracurriculars that's going to demand discipline from you. That way you exercise your mind to do things that you don't like, so that can apply to other facets of your life. All right, but aside from that, this is one of the easiest compatibility videos for me to do, just because these guys work together very, very well. If they both understand discipline, the sky's the limit for what they can do together. But aside from that, guys, if you have any questions about this whatsoever, please feel free to leave it in the comments for me. Also, if you guys want to book any sort of readings for numerology or astrology, I do have a link on Instagram you can press and book your time, whether that be through a consultation, want to do it over the phone, if you want an email sort of reading, I can do whatever you guys would like, okay? Thank you guys so much for your time today. I'll be back tomorrow with Gemini and Capricorn compatibility. That's it, guys. Peace.